Good morning, students. Welcome back here in your social science class. So, today I am going to explain chapter number 3 from your history, ruling the country side. So, before going to start the chapter, first of all, just correlate this chapter with your previous chapters also. Fine. As you know, we have already discussed our chapter number 2. Which chapter? Our chapter number 2 from your history, from trade to territory, where we already learned about the Britishers who came here in our country for the purpose of only trade. But when they saw the condition of our country, they started territory. You already know about it after the Battle of the Plassey, after the Battle of the Buxar. Who won? Yes, Britishers won and they started territory. Student, we have already discussed about the Diwani also in our previous chapter, chapter number 2. Fine. Okay. Where after when who? Yes. Lost the battle of the Buxar in 1764. So Diwani means collecting the revenue. Okay. Which means yes. Diwani means collecting the revenue on behalf of the emperor. Fine. This was given by whom? Yes, this was given by Shah Alam II to the English East India Company. Fine. Whom? Yes, by the Shah Alam II to the English East India Company after they lost the Battle of Buxar and when in 1764. So here in this chapter we will learn about the ruling the countryside. Here the countryside meaning about the rural area. Yes, फाइन. जो आपका उस टाइम का गांव का एरिया था. अब आपका जो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने अपनी टेरिटरी स्टार्ट कर दी थी बंगाल एंड ऑल आफ्टर द बैटल ऑफ द बक्सर इन 1764 व्हेन दे गॉट द दीवानी ऑफ बंगाल. अब उनका मेन पर्पस क्या था कि और जो कंट्री साइड है और जो रूरल एरिया है वहाँ कैसे वो अपनी टेरिटरी को एक्सपेंड करें. Which year? Yes, on 12th August 1765. When 12th August 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. Okay, find who appointed. Mughal emperor appointed to whom? The East India Company as a Diwan of Bengal. The actual event most probably took place in Robert Clive's tent. जो event था वो कहाँ हुआ था आपका? Robert Clive tent with the few Englishmen and Indians at witness. As Diwan, the company became the chief financial administrator of the territory under its control. Now, just look at the figure also, this one. Robert Clive also. So, Robert Clive, here as you can see, Robert Clive accepting the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Which one? Yes, Bengal, then Bihar, then Odisha also. Okay, Bihar, Bengal and Odisha from the Mughal ruler in 1765. Okay, so as Diwan, the company became the chief financial administrator of the territory under its control. And you know what? Now it had to think of administering the land and organizing its revenue resources. Which one? Yes, organizing its revenue resources, and this had to be done in a way that could yield enough revenue to meet the growing expenses of the company. So, student, a trading company had also to ensure, as you can see here, Robert Clive. So, Robert Clive's which country? Yes, East India Company, all of you know about. So, a trading company had also to ensure that it could buy the product. Which products? Those products कंपनी नीड इट, जो कंपनी को चाहिए, एंड सेल व्हाट इट वांटेड, और वही वो लेना चाहती थी और वही वो बेचना चाहती थी. सो दैट्स वाई ओवर द ईयर, सो मेनी ईयर्स, द कंपनी ऑल्सो लर्न दैट इट हैड टू बी मूव विथ सम कॉशन. विच थिंग? सम कॉशन. सो बीइंग एन एलियन पावर, ऐसा नहीं कि एकदम से बाहर की पावर आ गई, सो वहाँ के जो ऑल लोकल पीपल होंगे वो भी सोचेंगे कि एकदम से कहाँ से. सो इट नीडेड टू पैसिफाई दोज हु इन द पास्ट हैड रूल्ड द कंट्री site and enjoyed authority and prestige. Fine. So those who had held local power, which power, जो वहाँ की local power थी, so had to be controlled but they could not be entirely eliminated. ये नहीं है कि local power की वहाँ थी उन्हें एकदम हटा दिया और उसके बाद एकदम ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी आ गई, तो वहाँ के लोग भी सोचेंगे जो लोग थे कि भाई ये एकदम से something what happened. So that's why they could not be entirely eliminated. उनके पीछे as a puppet ruler we have already discussed. So in this chapter you can say that the company came to colonize the countryside. Which side? Yes, colonize the countryside, organize revenue resources, redefine the right of the people. Which thing? Redefine the right of the people and produce the crops it wanted. जो crops उनको चाहिए थी. So student, after this, if we talk about the revenue for the company. So what's the important for the revenue? Okay, revenue क्या था for the company? As you know, the company had become the Diwan. Okay, and the company got the Diwani rights and started extracting more and more revenue out of it and used various measures to get it, but still saw itself, which thing? Primarily as a trader. Here the words come. Primarily it means more than anything else. So what was the main motto of that time for the company? They wanted to gain more and more revenue. एक्सट्रैक्टिंग विच थिंग मोर एंड मोर रेवेन्यू आउट ऑफ इट. उनको ये था कि अब उनको दीवानी राइट मिल चुकी है. अदर थिंग डजेंट मैटर फॉर द कंपनी. दे वॉन्टेड विच थिंग एक्सट्रैक्टिंग, उनको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रेवेन्यू मिल सके उन चीज़ों से, दीवानी से, ठीक है, जो उनको कंपनी राइट्स मिल चुके थे फॉर पीपल. ओके फाइन. सो विच थिंग व्हाट हैपन so many times, you know, they wanted a large revenue income but was unwilling to set up any regular system of assessment and collection. So that's why the effort was to increase the revenue as much as it could and buy fine cotton and silk. Which thing? Kya most things? Yes. Kya which things they wanted to buy at cheaply prices, cotton and silk cloth as cheaply as possible. They wanted कि उनको कॉटन एंड जो सिल्क है वो बहुत चीपली प्राइसेस में मिल जाए. ओनली विद इन द 5 years the value of goods bought by the company in Bengal doubled. Only how many years? Only in about 5 years. Which thing? Yes, value of goods bought by the company in Bengal doubled. So if we talk about the before 1865, as you all of you know that time before 1865 the company had purchased goods in India by importing gold and silver. Which things they were importing that time gold and silver from where? Britain. जब उन्हें कोई चीज़ गुड्स परचेज करनी थी हमारी इंडिया से, तो वो क्या चीज़ इम्पोर्ट करते थे, अपने साथ लेके आते थे गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर. From where? From Britain. But now the revenue collected in Bengal could finance the purchase of good for export. But अब उन पे इतना revenue हो चुका था कि वो यहीं से, उन्हीं से फाइनेंशियल जो उनके रेवेन्यू था वहीं से गुड परचेज करते थे. एक्सपोर्ट वहीं से खरीद के वहीं से परचेज करते थे और उसको एक्सपोर्ट करने लगे. अब वो बाहर से कोई भी गोल्ड एंड ऑल सिल्वर नहीं आए. So soon it was clear that the Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. So for this कि बहुत cheaper prices में उन्हें goods अपने sell करने पड़ते थे ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को. So that's why what happened that time? Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. Peasants and craftsmen were not getting the proper amount for their sell. So in 1770, which year? In 1770, a terrible famine. Okay, here the famine means a lack of food over a long period of time in a large area then can cause of death of many people. बहुत भूखमरी आ गई, लोगों को इतना ज़्यादा नुकसान हुआ कि खाने के उनके पास पैसे नहीं बचे. So that's why a terrible famine killed 10 million people. How many million people? It's about 10 million people in Bengal. Yes, भूखमरी से कितने लोग मरे आपके उस टाइम, यू कैन से दैट डाइड हाउ मेनी 10 million. And 10 million, if we talk about the 10 million people, it's about the 1/3 of the Bengal population that time. So but no one gave attention to the pleth of affected people, as revenue was under the control of British. Still revenue was controlled to whom? Was the control of British, and they did not pay heed to any of matter related to peasant as their main task. Doesn't matter about the 10 million people, about the deep crisis and all those things, but the main task was to make only money by the trade. That was the main task of whom? That was the main task of East India Company, to which thing? Money by the trade. Now what happened? The need to improve agriculture. Fine. So as you know, after this the company was in ruins. Ruins means to damage something badly that it loses all its value. So most company officials began to feel that investment in land had to be encouraged and agriculture had to be improved. So how was this to be done? This is the question. How to invest in land had to be encouraged and agriculture had to be improved. So that's why after 2 decades of debate on the question, finally the company introduced permanent settlement. Which things company introduced? Permanent settlement in 1793. When the company introduced permanent settlement in 1793, under the reign of whom? Lord Cornwallis. This one is very important, beta. Fine. Under the reign of whom? Lord Cornwallis. So under permanent settlement, a fixed revenue. अब कंपनी ने क्या किया? एक फिक्स रेवेन्यू वॉज टू बी गिवन टू ब्रिटिश, कि पीजेंट्स हैं, जो क्राफ्टमैन हैं, जो भी हैं, वो क्या पे करेंगे? एक फिक्स्ड रेवेन्यू पे करेंगे टू होम? टू बी गिवन टू ब्रिटिशर, एंड इट वुड नॉट इंक्रीज इन फ्यूचर. जस्ट लाइक दे फिक्स 1000 उन्होंने फिक्स कर दिया कि आपको 1000 जो है आपको रेवेन्यू देना ही देना है. आइदर योर इनकम इज 800, 700, 900, डजेंट मैटर, एंड इट विल नॉट इंक्रीज. फाइनली, so zamindar were recognized as the collectors. Who were recognized? Zamindars were recognized as a collector of the revenue, and it was assumed that they would invest money. अब zamindar को ये responsibility दी गई कि which responsibility? Yes. So by the term what happened? Settlement, the Raja and Talukdar were recognized by whom? As zamindar. They were asked to collect rent. Whom? Yes, zamindar were asked to collect rent from the peasant and pay revenue to the company. कि वो collect करेंगे rent और किसको पे करेंगे? वो company को. And they also invest to improve the crop production and fertility of soil. कि ज़मींदार ही आपकी जो invest करेंगे money को improve करने की money invest करेंगे crop production and about which thing? Fertility of soil. Fine. So the amount to be paid was fixed permanently. So zamindar did not pay attention. That is, it was not to be increased. All of you know about the amount was fixed permanently, and that is, it was not to be increased in future. So it was felt that this would ensure a regular flow of revenue into the company's coffer, and at the same time encourage the zamindars to invest in improving the land. But what happened? जमींदार डिड नॉट पे अटेंशन टू द कंडीशन ऑफ लैंड. अब जमींदार ने नहीं अटेंशन किया. वट अबाउट विच थिंग? कंडीशन ऑफ लैंड, एंड ट्राई टू कीप मोर एंड मोर मनी. Which one? Left after collection. So the Raja and Talukdar, all of you know about what happened? Result of greed. Whom? Yes, result of greed. For more revenue, they blindly exploited the land resources. What they exploited? They exploited the land resources. But you know what happened? Some problems also occurred in the permanent settlement. Fine. So the permanent settlement, however, it created problems also. Just like company officials soon discovered that the zamindar were in fact not investing in the improvement of land. कि वो इम्प्रूवमेंट करने के लिए ज़मींदार इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं. द रेवेन्यू दैट हैड बीन फिक्स्ड वॉज सो हाई that the zamindar found it difficulty to pay. So that's why rent was so high. So that's why what happened, zamidar found it difficult to pay. Anyone who failed to pay the revenue lost his zamidari. तो जो जमींदार पीजेंट से वो रेवेन्यू लेके जो रेंट था उसको पे नहीं कर पाते थे, तो व्हाट हैपन, दे लॉस्ट देयर जमींदारी. न्यूमरस जमींदार वर सोल्ड ऑफ एट ऑक्शन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय द company. So here the meaning auction, new word introduced. So it means a public sale at which item are sold to the person who offered to pay the most money. वो जो लैंड था वो किसी और को सेल कर दिया जाता था. So that's why by the first decade of the 19th century the situation changed. So the income was increasing but the company was getting फिक्स रेवेन्यू. अब उनको होने लगा कि हमने तो बिल्कुल जो है रेवेन्यू है फिक्स किया हुआ है, तो मे बी हमें लॉस होने लगे. सो दैट्स वाई after some time the prices in the market rose and the cultivation slowly expanded. So this meant an increase in the income of the zamindar but no gain for the company since it could not increase the revenue demand that has been fixed permanently. उन्हें ये लगना लगा कि हमारा तो जो है रेवेन्यू है वो बिल्कुल फिक्स है, बट क्रॉप से है जो उसका कल्टिवेशन है वो एक्सपेंड हो रहा है. सो जमींदार नॉट कीन टू इम्प्रूव agriculture. Another thing also, zamindar did not have an interest in the improving the land. Some had lost their lands in the earlier years of the settlement. Others now saw the possibility of earning without the trouble and some of the risks of investment also. As long as zamindar could give out the land 10 tenths and get rent, they were not interested in improving the land. क्या कह रहे जी? After the permanent settlement, a new system is devised. Okay, by the early 19th century, many of the company officials were convinced that the system of revenue had to be changed again. Okay, many of the officials, but yes, revenue had to be changed again. How could revenue be fixed permanently at a time when the company needed more money to meet its expenses of administration and trade? So that's why, okay, which one? Englishman, here you can see Hall Mackenzie. Who? Hall Mackenzie, in the northwestern province of the Bengal Presidency. Most of this area is now in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so Englishman Hall Mackenzie devised the new system which came into effect in 1822. Which year? Yes, Hall Mackenzie devised the new system which came into effect in 1822. He felt that the village was an important social institution in North Indian society. Which one? Yes, most of this area. Which area? Now in Uttar Pradesh. So North Indian society and needed to be preserved. So that's why, where all of you know about it, introduced in North India and came to be known as Mehalwari settlement. So this is very important, beta. A new system is devised by whom? Hall Mackenzie. Okay, and find which year? 1822. Which part of country? Which part of India? North India, and it came to be known as Mehalwari settlement. Mahal word here come in British revenue records. Mahal is a revenue estate. Okay, Mahal is a revenue estate which may be a village or a group of village. So under Mehalwari system gave the revenue collection work to the village headman. किसको वर्क दिया गया रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट करने के लिए? विलेज हेडमैन को. इट इज़ नोन एज विच थिंग? महल इंस्टीड ऑफ जमींदार. परमानेंट सेटलमेंट में ऑल ऑफ यू नो अबाउट जमींदार कलेक्ट करता था रेवेन्यू, बट नाउ टाइम whom worked to the village headman Mahal, and revenue was not fixed. This one is also if we compare the permanent settlement and Mehalwari settlement, so here the who village headman, okay, instead of zamindar, and revenue was not fixed. Under the system, the revenue was collected by Mahal. Mahal means whom? Village headman, and was given to British. Okay. Then this system was initiated in central part of India. Understand with the help of this flowchart also. Here as you can see, which thing? Yes, here as you can see, developed by whom? Mahalwari system developed by Hort. Which one? Hort Mackenzie in 1822. Introduced in which parts of India? Northern parts of India. Fields were also measured and revenue of each plot added up to collective revenue of the village. One important thing also, revenue was revised periodically and village headmen collected. Who collected? Yes, village headmen collected the revenue and village was called as Mahal. This is known as Mahalwari system. After this, just look at here the Monroe system. In the British territories in the south, there was a similar move away from the idea of permanent settlement. So that's why a new system was devised which was known as the Rohitwar or Rohitwari. Okay, so Rohitwari was initiated by Captain Alexander Reed. This one is very important. By whom Rohitwari system was initiated? It was initiated by the Captain Alexander Reed and Thomas Munro. This system was extended all over the South India. Which part of India? Yes, this system was gradually extended all over South India. Reed and Monroe felt that in the south there were no traditional zamindar. What they felt? They felt that in the south there were no traditional zamindar. So the settlement, they argued, had to be made directly with the cultivators. Cultivator here mean riots. Okay, fine. That's why cultivator riots were directly involved for the collection of revenue, and it was fixed after the proper assessment of individual land. British officials also were appointed. Whom appointed? British officials were also appointed to collect the revenue and use coercive method for revenue collection. More clearly, you can understand with the help of this flow chart also. Rohitwari system developed by whom? Yes, Governor of Madras, Thomas Munro, and when? In 1820. Okay, and introduced in southern parts of India. Where it introduced? It introduced in southern parts of India. Here also, fields were measured and revenue was revised periodically. Britishers collect revenue and peasants were the owner. Okay. Whom? Yes, cultivators. Cultivator or peasant were the owner and called riots. Okay, student, that's it. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day ahead.